Hey Kimberly, it's Tuesday. So last week you asked me, why is the spirit of giving so strong during the holidays, but not during the rest of the year? And also, why is it so hard to recognize other people's needs all year long? I thought those were really good questions. One of the first thoughts that came to my mind, though, was that it's really difficult to do anything all year long. Even things like brushing our teeth is something we have to train our children to do over a period of years. And it's really only a couple minute commitment a day. So something as involved and taxing as charity is kind of understandable why it's so difficult to do all year long. Not that I think that it's okay to be uncharitable, I'm just saying that I understand. The question gave me a deeper appreciation for the holidays and for times of the year that allow us to engage in such rituals. I think those rituals are really important because it gives us a chance to kind of step back and reset. They act as a reminder to let us know that now's the time to think about things like gratitude at Thanksgiving and charity at Christmas. Looking at the question more closely, one of the other things that struck me is that weekly rituals, like attending church services or just going for a walk in the park to connect with nature, are really important for our health and well-being. This past week, as you know, we lost on a bid to buy a house, and that was kind of devastating, actually. For the last week or so, I've been depressed over something as trivial as not being willing to spend a couple extra $1,000 to buy a house. Last night, we were watching Good Will Hunting, and one of the things that Robin Williams' character struggles with is the death of his wife. She dies of cancer after a 6-year period, and it kind of crushes him and destroys his ambitions to pursue life. His interactions with Will Hunting remind him that life is worth pursuing. While we were watching the movie, I couldn't help but think about what would happen if I lost you or one of the kids. Something as simple as losing a bid on a house where there's plenty of opportunity for us to buy in that same neighborhood. We still have plenty of money to spend, and the market, might be going up, but it's not infinitely going to go up. So in a case like that, we have the ability to recover from it. But in the case of something permanent like death, it got me thinking, how would I recover from that? And I think that's where rituals come back into place. While the holidays can be a painful reminder, and they are a painful reminder to me because of some of the regrets that I have in life happening right around the holidays, I recognize that Thanksgiving and Christmas are 2 times of the year that are set aside for basically all of us in the US. Not only if you're a believing Christian, which I'm not, but because it gives all of us an opportunity to step back and reflect on what we're grateful for and then how we can help others. It's a good opportunity for us to reset and to focus outwardly. Now, this time may be painful because of regrets or because we're missing our family or there are arguments that come up. However, I do think that the spirit of Christmas and Thanksgiving are extremely powerful tools that we should engage with, if only to give ourselves an opportunity to re-examine where we are in our life. Now, if that does give us cause for concern or regret, that might be something that we should look into. Perhaps we're living in the past, or we're holding on to a grudge. Weekly rituals like going to the park or church services, or just calling up your parents might be a good opportunity for you to have these small moments to reconnect throughout the year. A couple of days ago, when I realized I actually was depressed, I started to step back and analyze what was going on in my head. What haven't I been doing? What rituals have I not been engaging with? And there were a couple that stood out immediately. I haven't been writing my morning pages, and I haven't allowed myself a lot of time for my artist date or to basically spend time on me. Work's been extremely difficult, and a lot of my time has been sucked up in this hunt for the house, which has thrown me off track on the daily and weekly rituals that I had been engaging with that had been a source of strength and safety for me. Unfortunately, when it came time for me to rely on them, I had already let go of the rope. Thankfully, I am fairly self-aware, so as soon as I started to feel like I was getting depressed, I stepped back and took stock of what was going on. I think that's one of the reasons why, for some people, it's so important for them to go to church every single week. Regardless of how terrible their week is, if they go and they sit and listen to something uplifting or in quiet meditation and they can ponder or express gratitude or serve, it's a little bit of a boost to get them out of a rut. I think one of the most important things that I took from this is recognizing when the rut is occurring or starting to form, that we take action before it gets too deep. And that's what I would like to spend the next couple weeks thinking about. How do we avoid having ruts form? Or at least recognize them quickly and give ourselves a little bit of space to be able to address them without blowing up our entire world. I think that this concept probably ties in with the idea of forming habits. According to research, it takes about 66 days to form a new habit. One of the things that I've been playing with is the idea of always focusing on one habit. What's the most important habit that I could pick up in the next 2 months? So I'd like to propose a little challenge. By next week, I'm going to identify a single habit to work on. And then over the next 2 months, I'm going to report back on my progress towards enacting that habit in my life. I'm not sure which one I want to pick yet, since it's easy to fall into the trap of, well, I'll just do a bunch of them. That way I can catch up. So I want to take a little bit of time and really think about what habit would be most important. So if you got to pick only one new habit for the rest of your life, which one would it be? Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you on Friday, Kimberly.